Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and what a gorgeous day it was today as we look from our Rondo Rock Sky-Fi camera back at Turtle Rock. And you can see the shadowy figure of the turtle there on the Columbia River, and lots of blue skies out there today, and that allowed our temperatures to warm up nicely. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But we do have some changes to tell you about, and that will begin tomorrow. Another active weather pattern will come our way, and that'll be mainly tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and possibly into Wednesday morning. We'll see first snow showers and then a mix of snow and rain here in north central Washington. We could see, though, some heavy snow in the central Panhandle Mountains and in the northern mountains of Washington. One thing to be careful for, Wednesday morning's commute. It could be a little slick as we see that combination of rain and snow. After that, some very stable weather. We'll talk more about your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A routine traffic stop in Moses Lake turned into an unpleasant encounter with a canine. And Lady of the Lake, which operates ferry service on Lake Chelan, has changed owners. But first, we begin tonight. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says it will appeal the approval of the Black Rock Terrace subdivision in the Wenatchee foothills, saying it's concerned about the loss of prime mule deer habitat. Earlier this month, Wenatchee Hearings Examiner Andy Kottkamp rejected an appeal by the department, saying the WDFW was trying to submit new information not previously entered into the record. The state must now sue by February 1st in Chelan County Superior Court to have its objections heard. Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife said the 13-acre, 17-home development would increase the potential for human-wildlife conflicts, listing 8 measures it wants taken to mitigate the impact on mule deer. They include clustering the development, adding signage, installing deer fencing and shielding lights, and using cattle guards across ungated driveways. Jim Brown of the Department of Fish and Wildlife, he's the regional director, said in a press release they're not trying to stop the development, just ensure proper steps are taken to protect the habitat. Well, a routine traffic stop in Moses Lake turned into an unpleasant encounter with canine chief for a 26-year-old man late Friday night. David Correas had been pulled over by a Grant County Sheriff's deputy and was described as uncooperative. The Moses Lake Police Department said as other officers and Chief were arriving, Correas took off running. Chief quickly ran him down, and Moses Lake police officers were able to take Correas into custody. He was treated for minor bite injuries before being booked for DUI, suspended license, and an outstanding warrant. Lady of the Lake, which operates ferry service on Lake Chelan, has changed owners. In a news release, Jack and Marilyn Rain said they've sold their Lake Chelan Boat Company business to Discover Lake Chelan, a company owned by local residents Reed Courtney and Brun Garfoot. The former owners will stay through the 2019 season to help with the transition. Courtney and Garfoot said they'll be offering customers new and enhanced options, but did not specify which those would be. Well, coming up next, Eastmont Superintendent Garn Christensen sat down with NCWLIFE Steve Hare last week to talk about how the district deals with drug and alcohol issues. In a ceremony held Saturday, Columbia Valley Community Health was the recipient of the City of Wenatchee's Civil Rights and Social Justice Award. And the next TEDx event in Wenatchee will focus on the need for a shift in educational instruction. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Dear Merry Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Merry Maids.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Welcome back. In another news, 2 Eastmont Junior High School students were taken to the hospital earlier this month after eating marijuana-infused candy that another student had brought to school. Eastmont Superintendent Garn Christensen sat down with NCWLIFE Steve Hare last week to talk about how the district deals with drugs and alcohol issues.
I know that since we've had legalization of marijuana, we've had different types of substances coming into our school than we've seen. As long as I've been involved with public schools at the secondary level, there's been experimentation with both drugs and alcohol at that level, and we've always had to be very involved with supervision, checking students to see if they're under the influence. Since legalization, I think it's made it more readily available in homes, more out in the open, and then the different edibles that are coming in are much harder to detect. The smell of marijuana is a very specific smell. Once you get trained on what that smells like, it's easy to note where the edibles are not. And some of the edibles, there's videos out you can look, and they look like a regular piece of chocolate or gummy bear. You couldn't tell the difference. We are doing a parent information night. That will be, I think it's January 30th, 7 o'clock at our high school. Our drug and alcohol counselor will be leading that, and we're also inviting local law enforcement agencies to participate.
So what's the message to parents out there with regard to this?
You know, I think the message to parents would be the same as with any other substances in your home, whether it's prescription drugs or alcohol. If you have those products, you need to keep them secured. You know, young people are curious. That's human nature. They want to try these different things. They're not old enough. It's illegal. And, you know, one of the worst things that can happen is, I think being a teenager is stressful, always has been. Part of the Eastmont model is we have a very strong disciplinary action. We go to a 90-day long-term suspension immediately for any drug or alcohol use, which is very severe. Yet if a student agrees to go through a counseling intervention, meaning they sit down with the student, and try to determine, was this the first use, or is this a daily user, or is this student using substances throughout the day? And if they agree, that immediately gets shortened to 10 days. If they come in with what we call a group of caring adults, that could be grandparents, other relatives, a pastor, a neighbor, they can get it further reduced to 5 days if that group commits to help get this student to graduation. We've had good success with that model. We continue to refine it, and our hope is that we'll avoid this situation in the future, but we do need parents to do everything they can to keep those products out of the hands of young people.
In a ceremony held Saturday, Columbia Valley Community Health was the recipient of the City of Wenatchee's Civil Rights and Social Justice Award. The award, presented by Wenatchee Mayor Frank Kuntz, was given at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center as part of its Martin Luther King Multicultural Fest. The award recognizes people and organizations that, quote, have had a significant impact on the lives of a specific population or populations within the greater Wenatchee area, unquote. In 2017, CVCH served almost 37,000 patients, 53% of them living below the federal poverty level and 17% of them uninsured. Almost 11,000 of those patients received dental treatment. CVCH operates locations in Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, and Chelan. In other news, the next TEDx event in Wenatchee will focus on the need for a shift in educational instruction. It's scheduled for February 20th at the Grove Theater at Wenatchee Valley College. The lineup of more than a dozen speakers includes Andrew Coy, a former Obama administration advisor, Bing Howell, a well-known education reform advocate, and Leahy Rosenthal of the group Unconditional Education. Organizers warn that tickets to the event, called TEDx Wenatchee ED, are limited and will be distributed via lottery. To get into the drawing, email tedxwenatcheevalley@gmail.org. The event will also be streamed at Pybus Public Market and at the Quincy, Ephrata, and Moses Lake libraries. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling medical assistant ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going charter college. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it! Yeah, earned the President's Award. Score! Took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to medical assistant ninja, so can you. Get on it.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, the Chelan County Courthouse was the scene of two separate rallies on Saturday. The Memorial Park side of the courthouse featured the Wenatchee Women's March, while the south side of the courthouse hosted the Right to Life rally. Attorney General Bob Ferguson addressed the Women's March group and highlighted the number of cases filed in opposition of the Trump administration's policies in this state.
My name is Terry Sloan, and I am so proud to introduce to you our Washington State Attorney General, Bob Ferguson.
I want to let you know, you may have heard that my office has filed a few lawsuits against the administration. So I did a double check this morning when I left my kids. We're just staying over in Leavenworth for the 3-day weekend. They're off playing in the snow, and we've now filed 33 lawsuits against the Trump administration. And you know, one great thing about litigation, it's kind of like sports. There's an outcome. You either win or you lose. It's easy to file a lawsuit. It's a lot harder to win. We have 18 results in 18 courts all across the country on those 33 cases so far. They're all ongoing, but 18 we've had decisions. Now, it's not like I'm keeping score or anything, but I thought you should know that the record so far is State of Washington 18, Trump administration 0.
Well, I recently moved from Bend, Oregon to Washington State. I live in Kashmir. I'm surrounded by Fox News people and Republicans who are not speaking up about the president. And so that's why I'm here. It's so important to speak up. Everything this president represents is opposite of what I believe. He doesn't support women. We all know that. He's a womanizer, but he's also a racist. He's a bully. And that's why I'm here, to stand up. It's very important to speak up. And I am.
I'm here today because I believe in the inherent worth and dignity of all humans, whether we are female, male, homosexual, transsexual. We are all created equal, and we deserve equal respect. We need trust. We need our leaders to be inclusive, not divisive. We need to hear the voices of our people in our community and our youth. So I'm here for people, not just for women. I'm here for all of us.
I'm pretty appalled at what's going on in the government right now. I am just shocked at all the comments about fake news and how divisive the current administration is. I'm very passionate about climate change and the effects that it's making on our planet. I've spent a lot of time in the wilderness, and I'm just absolutely appalled at how so many things that I truly believe in and morally feel we have an obligation to are just being blown off.
And time now for a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Before we get to those details, let's take another beautiful look at how Turtle Rock looked this afternoon from our Rondo Rock Sky-Fi camera, and thanks to Sky-Fi for that. We did see a beautiful day today with all kinds of bright, beautiful sunshine out there and very mild temperatures. In fact, temperatures today well over normal. In fact, right before we posted this, I saw 43 degrees. So we did get up that warm today, and that's well above 36 where we should be for this time of year. Overnight low was a little on the chilly side at 24, but not bad compared to where we should be. Record high 8 years ago in 2011 at 48 degrees, and our record low was in 1962 at 1 below. We're still at 1.76 inches of moisture for the year. That's January 1st to now. Sunrise was at 7:39 this morning. We're gaining more light, and sunset this afternoon was at 4:46. As we take a look at our surface loop tonight at 10 o'clock, we will see increasing clouds and light winds. We're seeing a little bit of increasing clouds now. That's all from this area of low pressure that's pushing those clouds in. But right here, you can't see the developed low yet, but that's the system that will slide up tomorrow morning and bring us about a 60% chance for, I believe, snow showers first, transitioning over to a rain-snow mix in the afternoon. This will be our situation at noon. As we move through the day, that system continues to move inland, and that will continue to bring us some shower activity too. As I mentioned, I think more in the rain form in the afternoon, but at 10 o'clock, it could be a rain-snow mix. We will see some mild temperatures, but still look out for some snowfall in there. By Wednesday at 2 o'clock, we'll see some clearing skies, morning snow and rain showers, and then partly cloudy skies by afternoon. North Central Washington, we're going to be under the influence of a giant area of high pressure, and that will create a dome of high pressure over the inland northwest. So after some fog on Thursday, we can expect mostly sunny skies by the end of the week and mild conditions. That dome of high pressure continues to deflect all the clouds to our north, and almost all of the western United States will see mostly sunny conditions. It will be mild, and it's going to stay like that, folks, right into our upcoming weekend. We may see some patchy fog once again to start each day, but then sunny conditions and mild temperatures. This is Saturday at noon. It should be a beautiful day to get out and enjoy some activities around the Wenatchee Valley, and then the same goes for Sunday with nice weather forecasted. 40 degrees our high today, and we top that. 37 will be our high on Tuesday. Keep in mind, it's going to be a wet one off and on tomorrow with a mix of snow and rain. 33 our overnight low, maybe some morning showers Wednesday, and then mostly sunny, and 45 as we get into our Wednesday forecast. It will remain nice too. 43 on Thursday with mostly sunny skies, mostly sunny as well on Friday. 42 degrees, 42 as well on Saturday, and we're going to stay in the low 40s on Sunday with some morning fog, mostly sunny skies, and a high of 42. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday, and good to be back in the saddle. Thanks to Dan for filling in while I was away on vacation. We now know the teams that'll meet in Super Bowl 53 a couple of weeks from now after exciting conference championships yesterday. Greg Zuerlein's 57-yard field goal in overtime helped the Rams win the NFC Championship 26-23 over the Saints. Zerline had tied the game in the closing seconds of regulation to send it into OT on a 48-yarder. In Kansas City, it took New England overtime to down the Chiefs 37-31. Patriots took the first drive of the extra session, punched their ticket to the Super Bowl with a 2-yard touchdown run by Rex Burkhead. So that sets up the sides for Atlanta 2 Sundays from now, as 41-year-old Tom Brady and his 66-year-old coach Bill Belichick will take on the upstart 24-year-old Jared Goff and his 32-year-old coach Sean McVay as the Patriots battle the Rams in Super Bowl 53. Now, before we get to the recap on high school sports, let's turn to the Les Schwab's prep scoreboard, or the scoreboard, for the Wenatchee Wild over the weekend. The Wild started off well on Friday night with a big 6-2 win over the visiting Trail Smoke Eaters. Wenatchee got off to a quick start with Nathan Iannone finding the back of the net. Just 3 minutes into the first period, Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Adams with a one-touch pass for Iannone. He's in near side, shoots, and he scores! Nathan Iannone using the Smoke Eater defenseman as a screen. Stevenson tries to go wide on Grabel. Comes across in front, shoots, and he scores. Boy, a nice goal by Chase Stevenson. Over to Fletcher, top of the circle, down low to Souter. Backdoor shot, score! Matt Dorsey. Fluttered down low for Fletcher. He walks in front, he shoots, and he scores! P.J. Fletcher. Dorsey's going to take off on the right side. The fans roar. They've seen him do this before. He's in. Centering pass, shot, score! A.J. Hodges finishes it off. It's going to be gathered there. And here come the Wild. Dorsey's got help. He shoots. Score by Hodges. Flutters it down low. Dug out by Braden Tuck. Shot, save, rebound, score. Owen Ozar got a hold of the loose puck. He's going to take it himself, though. Herzog dances in front, and he scores! Dylan Herzog. His first goal of the year and of beauty. And the fans give the guys in the black sweaters a well-deserved round of applause. And there's a late check thrown by Darby.
So that was on Friday. Then on Saturday, things really seemed to change on a controversial no-goal call in the second period on the Wild. The game would be decided in a shootout with Trail coming out on top. Let's pick up the highlights from that controversial play.
Hayden Rowan hits the brakes, loses it to Adams. Adams in front to Reifenberger, and he scores. No, that was a goal. 120% that's a goal. Mike Ellis waved it off, and play is continuing. And there's a penalty. It looks like it's going to be assessed, but they got to go back. The goal light went on. There is 120%. That thing was in the back of the net. No, that was absolutely a goal. Stick handles back over to Johnson. He winds. Shot, pad, save, rebound, another save. But the second rebound is backhanded in, and the Smoke Eaters have tied it up. Souter on the near wing. He whips back behind the net. Sharply back to Stratton, and is offering just up, over, and in! The puck popcorned up and went straight up and fell down behind Marcoux and rolled across the line. Third period underway, puck in front, a wraparound attempt and a score by Trail. Mac Byers ended up with the puck, and he was able to dance through the top of the crease. Now in the right wing corner, 6 seconds left. Souter in front, up across to the left side. Gribel, backhander, shot! Where is it? The fans are roaring. The goal light never went on. I think Marcoux had it, and we ran out of time. Worked across, puck stolen away. Reifenberger, he's in alone, he shoots, and a save made. Rebound is going to be gloved by Zins. Owen Ozar's a right-handed shot. He angles way over to his right, comes back across, in dangles, shot off the pipe, and no good. So let's see what the left-handed captain does here. Angles over to his left. He's in, dangles back, gets the brakes, and that one is poke-checked away. We talked about Johnson earlier. He's the left-handed commit to Michigan. He's in, he shoots, and he put it right through the wickets. So Dorsey angles to his left, cuts across, back across, shot, and a save made by Marcoux. Stevenson, the left-hander, angles over to his right. He's in, he shoots, and he fires it wide. So if he scores, we will continue. If he's turned aside, then Trail wins. Stratton in between the legs, no dice. Tried a fancy shot, and Marcoux kicks it aside.
The homestand continues Wednesday with a 6 o'clock game against Merritt before Langley comes to town on Friday. Chilliwack Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. Let's back up to Friday in the span of weekend prep sports. Let's go back to the Les Schwab prep scoreboard. Girls basketball. Eastmont Wildcats got a good start. Couldn't keep up in the second half, falling to Ike 48-43 despite a good game for Britt Vaughn. Grant Olson and Eric Kuntz had the call on the NCWLIFE channel.
Vara dumps it down low. Vaughn, the turnaround jumper from 6. Good. Now it's Cora Fry down low. Can't get the shot off to Cox. She's going to take the 3. Good. Automatically almost get a turnover. Brown picks up the loose ball. There's Vaughn underneath. Another bunny. Missed the first, made the second. Cox can't get the roll. Schmidt had her hands on it. Vaughn picks it up and in. Heimbigner dumps it down to Brown, who's been really quiet this quarter. Can't get the shot, the rebound into the hands of Valentina. Got to have a 3 now. Here's Cox set up. NBA 3. Too hard, no good. Rodriguez the rebound. To DeGrasse. Layup. Good. And that'll do it.
Also on Friday night in girls play, Kashmir dispatched Chelan. It was Cascade 9 better than Okanagan, and Waterville-Mansfield mauled Manson 62-32. Turning to the Les Schwab Prep boys scoreboard from Friday night. Eastmont got out to a quick start and finished with 3 players in double figures to down Ike 63-51. Kashmir's Mason Landeck 43 points, and the Bulldogs bin win over Chelan. Okanagan clobbered Cascade, and Manson stopped Waterville-Mansfield. As we move ahead to Saturday, we'll start with the Les Schwab girls prep scoreboard. And the Eastmont girls provided stingy defense, forced West Valley into several first-half turnovers, but wilted midway through the third, fell 57-41. Wenatchee fell on the road at Davis 57-44, so the Panthers still looking for their first win of the season. Waterville-Mansfield improved to 13-3 with a big win over Pateros, and Entiat edged Riverside Christian. On the Les Schwab Prep boys scoreboard from Saturday, Eastmont and West Valley played a classic back-and-forth contest. 6 ties, 7 lead changes. The Rams came out on top 54-51. I had the call right here on the good night for the Wildcats, Kalen Massey.
Haverlock in the corner. Inside to Massey. Massey turns, hands it off to Esparza. He'll shoot it, miss it. Massey rebound, put back, good. Esparza trying to get some help, finds Massey. He'll ball fake, shoot it, make it. Isaac stops and pops from the free throw line, won't go. Rebound, Massey though, comes up with it. Kalen's having a great game. Now to Haverlock for 2. It's no good. Rebound, offensive by Esparza. Out to Massey for a 2. It's good. Rebound picked up defensively. Caffrey drives in the paint, kicks it out in the corner for a 3-pointer. It's good. Ouch, that hurts. Up to Calvillo. He'll drive it down the lane. Force up the shot, miss it. Offensive rebound again by Kalen Massey. He'll feed to Esparza. Good. Dorsett works off the pick from Rojas. Feeds it off to Vanderbrake. Almost traveled. 4 on the shot clock. Good. 3-pointer from Vanderbrake. Might be an ankle breaker tonight. Inbounds pass by Esparza. Gets it into Massey. Kalen turns, drives it down, kicks it out for Haverlock for a 3. Good, and he's fouled! Count the bucket! The free throw by Haverlock is good. You would hope for a better look than that, but that's the look that came. Inbounds pass comes in. Massey steals the ball, shoots a 3-pointer. Oh, off the back of the iron! Kalen Massey almost completed the most amazing game tonight.
Also on Saturday, Wenatchee maintained its position atop the Big Nine standings. 67-58 road win at Davis. Riverside Christian beat Entiat, and it was Pateros all over Waterville-Mansfield. Coming up this week on the NCW Sports calendar, here we go. Starts tomorrow night with Eastmont and Wenatchee and Big Nine Wrestling. That's at 7 o'clock. Hockey Thursday is the Friday night Wild game against Trail. Then on Friday, Sunnyside Wenatchee, girl-boy doubleheader. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.